coming off of a rough and nasty little political season, disappointing for most of us. As we woke up in this new world, a little bit in disbelief, confused, uncertain of what the future holds. And many of us find ourselves asking what now and what we should be doing next. And I feel like this conference is like right on time. And I feel like this theme is right on time. See, regardless of who would have won or who has won this election, we're going to talk about breaking chains through unity. But I want to take it from a little unexpected direction, because since this is a college campus and this is a college conference, and since y'all are the immediate future of this country and of our community, I want to talk about it from a college standpoint. See, when we sit in our meetings and our events, and when we come to the conferences or we participate in an online discussion, we like to use these coded woke words, and we throw around these concepts of unity and group economics and group politics and activism and leadership. But we always talk about these things as if they are things that have to be done or things that are to come. We talk about them as they're things that have to be done after the graduation. We talk about them as if they're things that have to be done after the degree and after the job and after everything is set and everything is perfect. Well, I came by to stop by and let you know that these are things that can be done right on your college campus. See, your college campus is a training ground for the real world. So I don't want you to believe that group economics and group politics and all of these things about unity are something that happen once you become a real adult and hit the real world. Because the real world is right here, right now. So let's talk a little bit, and I'm going to incorporate a few stories from this 600-member BSU and this $200,000 budget that you heard about that I was a part of, right? But we're going to talk about some other stuff too. So I'll let you know right now, unity on our campus is something that can be done right now, especially at a PWI institution. It's necessary. It's almost mandated. See, we can't afford to segregate because we don't get the privilege to assimilate. See, on our college campuses, we're often too busy separating into tribes and groups and subgroups, and when we are far outnumbered and far out organized and looked upon as if we're all the same anyway. See, we can practice group economics on our campuses just by our student organizations and the offices that serve us, and to by cooperating and collaborating and co-sponsoring. It's just that simple. See, we like to make things harder than they really are. But this is real simple stuff. See, you ever been on a campus and on the same night, 5 different minority events are going on? I see y'all can relate because the whole room said, Yeah, 5 different minority events are going on, and here's the problem with it. All of those organizations are hoping, praying, and competing for the same audience. See, we used to tackle this on my campus by getting together. And when I say getting together, what I mean is this. All of the organizations would get together and plan out events around a calendar. And we plan these events together. Right? So it not only made our events better attended, but it also made our spending of money more efficient. But when the money got lean, right? When in the early 2000s and money for student organizations was available. right? But when the money got lean, the planning together allowed us to co-sponsor more events together and do favors for each other when we had a little bit of extra money. So what it meant is, we'll help you do this event so that you don't have to go without it. I often hear people talk at conferences about how they wish to throw this kind of event, or they want to throw this kind of event. And they want to have these types of speakers, have a Black History Month that's lit at their campus. They want it full of events and vibrant, but the mention of a co-sponsorship and an event is like speaking an alien language, or it's like I got a new invention for you. Everybody's looking around like, well, how do we do that? How do we make that accomplished? But we can also practice on our campuses group politics. I don't understand how we don't understand that. See, group politics is unity. Anything that's holding us back and not allowing us to get the full support we need, or that can be changed. Because see, when there's enough of us, we can change pretty much anything on a campus. Don't you believe that there's a tradition that can't be changed? Don't you believe that there's a rule on your campus that can't be changed? It can all be changed if you got the right amount of people in the room. If you care enough to make it happen, it can be changed. I know you've seen these student-led movements and these hashtags across the country. Stanford and Michigan. But the one I want to talk about is the University of Missouri. See, the University of Missouri did something real special, but I don't want you to believe that it's not something that can't be done at your campus too. See, we often look at other people's stuff and we think, oh, they did such a great job. Or we look back into history and we say, oh, they did such a great job, not realizing that same leadership, that same movement exists in you. It exists on your campus, you just haven't awakened it. But let's talk about Missouri. For those that don't know the story, Missouri had some real racial issues going on their campus. And their university president essentially had dragged his feet or ignored addressing a bunch of issues. So their Black student organizations, the MPHC, the NAACP, they all got together to turn up the pressure on him to have him either resign or to be fired. And they spread that until they had what I like to call the Power Five on a campus. Who are the Power Five? Your grad students. Grad students are oftentimes missing from the equation of student organizations. But when they raise their voice, it lets anybody know that another level has kicked in. Well, the faculty and staff. My God, when you have a movement and the faculty and staff have become to the point where they're addressing their displeasure and they're working alongside with the students, which is oftentimes not even thought about, because oftentimes when we have a problem, we don't even think to reach out to the faculty and staff. But that's unity. How do we have a problem going on our campus that's affecting people of color and we don't go reach out to the faculty and staff that look like us? That's your support system. You don't always have to be your only support system. Go seek some professional guidance. Go seek some professional people that'll tell you how to handle this situation. Go seek out some wisdom or some experience. Well, who else? Well, the alumni got involved. When the alumni get involved at a university, it's like turning screws now. People get scared because the alumni are attached to money. Yeah, alumni are attached to money. But then something else happened. They really went in when they did this one. They grabbed the athletes. Now, if you go to a school with a football tradition, if you go to a school with a basketball team, you know what kind of money that is. Now when the athletes get pulled in, because see, a lot of times in our black student unions, our NAACPs, we don't reach out to the athletes. The athletes live a completely different life from the rest of us, but they have some problems and they have a voice. And they have some things that we can unite and we can relate around. So we don't need to just cheer them on Saturday. We need to go reach out to them a little earlier. Now we know their schedule's a little bit busier, but we do need to know who they are, and they definitely need to know that there's some organizations out here that have your back because you are one of us also. See, when you start grabbing the athletes, you can change a whole lot of things very, very quickly. And the minute the athletes were grabbed, the minute the athletes started protesting, I think it was like 3 days before the dude resigned. I'm positive that I'm almost positive some alumni started making phone calls immediately. Like, I don't know what you need to do, but I know you need to do it quickly. Well, last but not least, the Greeks was involved. Well, that's very important, right? And I don't want it to seem like the Greeks don't do nothing, but a lot of times at our campuses, the Greeks do things separate from the student organization, the general student organization. So when all of us can get together, we can strike mighty blows. Like I said, there's nothing that can't be done on your campus. Whatever problem you think is unsolvable, whatever problem you think can't be done, it can be handled. But you just got to be together on it, at the right place, at the right time. See, we'll often complain, but we don't go to the right meeting to voice that complaint. We don't tell the right official to voice that complaint. Sitting around in the cafeteria talking about it, that don't solve much of nothing. Because you're talking to people that can't do nothing with it just like you. Show up to a student government meeting and voice that complaint. Schedule a meeting with student affairs and voice that complaint. See how quickly you can get something done. And don't go alone. Take all of y'all. Go together. Oh, you don't think it means something if the president of VSU, the president of MPHC, the president of the CSA all walk in an office together and have the exact same complaint? See, it means a whole lot more if they went one by one. But when they walk in together, it means a whole lot more. I'll give you some FAU examples. This is stuff I was personally involved in. So we have an administrator in student affairs that was giving our black Greeks a hard time. So he has suggested this new rule that he wanted to take effect in the fall. Now, mind you, when he made this suggestion, it was already spring. But he wanted this new rule to take effect in fall, and what he said was that all chapters on campus would have been required to have 16 active members. Here's the problem with the rule. It would have only affected MPHC, the Multicultural Greek Council. So basically, all the blacks, the Hispanics, the Asian and the Indian fraternity and sororities would have all essentially by the fall been gone. One foul swoop. Nobody else. So we had some working relationships, and the president of MPHC asked me as the director of BSU to come to a meeting with him. I walk in and he says, the VP looks shocked and he says, "Oh, Johnny, I didn't know you were a member of, I didn't know you were Greek." I'm not. He said, "Oh, so does this situation somehow affect Black Student Union?" Right, actually it does. And he was like, well, explain to me how this has anything to do with BSU. And at this moment, my friend grabbed my arm because I wasn't supposed to really dig deep too quickly, but I knack for jumping, but I jumped. Said, well, since you want to know, your little rule affects nobody but people of color. So within, what, a month or two, now mind you, this man was in an MPHC organization, so I don't quite understand how he came straight out of a comic book like this. But your rule affects nobody but the black students, but the black Greeks, but the people of color, basically. The black and Hispanic organizations, you're about to wipe every single one of them off the campus by fall. How does this affect the BSU? We represent those people. They're us. We're family. We work together. We talk together. We plan together. This is the Black Student Union. It's not the black students that aren't Greek union. So absolutely, this affects us. I don't know how you believe any way differently. But see, we didn't just go to that meeting alone with just the BSU and the MPHC and the Multicultural Greek Council. See, we brought a few other people along for the ride. So the Haitian Student Organization's president was there. The Caribbean Student Association president was there. The Association of Latin American Students president was there. And now when we begin to talk and we begin to address certain issues, now you gotta listen. Because we're not there representing ourselves, we're there representing large groups of people. Now you can listen or this can turn ugly real quick. This is not really a threat. This is kind of a promise. I mean, we've already shown that we're organized about this. Right, so I guess within 3 or 4 days, the little ruling had done switched itself over to where it no longer existed. But I'm just telling you this because, see, that's group politics. That's all of us walking in and having something to say about a situation and getting it changed. See, this is not something that only happens during elections. This is not something that only happens after graduation. But on a lot of campuses, what happens in Missouri and FAU, other schools is, excuse me. Our organization don't, they won't, and it can't happen because we can't get to the same results is because the things that hold us back from unifying is we have too many organizations and too many people walking around with the not my organization, not my problem. Right? So we leave each other out on these high ledges and on these planks to fight by themselves. We love to throw around these African concepts of umoja and Ubuntu, right? Unity. Ubuntu means I am because you are. I am because we are. So it's looking out for not just the I, not just the me. We're looking out for the we. Not the them, not the they. We're looking out for the us. So if there's a problem, it's my problem. If y'all got a problem, we got a problem. See, we're stronger together than we'll ever be apart. So let us unite around the shared experiences and our shared pain. Let us coalition build. Because when we go to complain to SGA or Student Affairs, unfortunately for us, usually we have to come with overwhelming proof. See, we don't get the benefit of the doubt. So collectively, we not only strengthen our numbers, but we strengthen our voice. Because student affairs professionals and the powers that be pay attention to 5 things. How many people are angry? How many types of people are angry? How much money is this going to potentially cost us? How bad will it look if we don't respond appropriately? So be activists, not reactivists. And when I say not reactivists, I'm not saying that when something happens, we shouldn't have a response, but that shouldn't be the only time that we're active. But when we see things on the horizon, it can't be well, we'll wait and see how this works. We've got to be on top of it immediately. The minute it becomes a credible threat, we need to be saying something. We have to be preventionists. We can be thermometers or we can be thermostats. I'm sure y'all know the difference. See, the thermostat controls the temperature. But the thermometer, it reacts to the temperature. And it kind of has the temperature dictated to it. We don't have to be that way, y'all. So what does unity look like on our campuses? Glad you asked. It's supporting each other. It's supporting each other's goals, not just morally, because we love to morally support. But we don't like to give our time and our talent. We don't like to give our effort. So it's praying for one another. It's defending each other in the absence. Don't just defend me when I'm standing there in front of you. Have my back when I'm not there to defend myself. It's praising and appreciating each other when we're around. What does unity look like on our campus? It's supporting each other's events. It's advertising it, and it's advertising for each other's events. It's planning together, planning around each other so that we don't conflict. It's organizing, galvanizing, and mobilizing each other because we need the numbers. We have too many people showing up for the party, but not for the purpose. See, in the words of Susan Taylor, we got to be able to link arms, be stable, and aims and stand for something and learn to trust each other again. We can disagree, but we don't have to be disagreeable. I'm not necessarily saying that you're going to squash all beef in one day and just forget everything and throw everything away. It's all water under the bridge, but we have to be willing to work through it. Our attempts at unity often fail because we're often too afraid to try. Or we come prepared to win the debate, but not prepared to have the conversation. We come ready to be offended, but we don't come ready for reconciliation. See, if we can work with and support each other, let's at least not hurt each other. Because everybody's not going to be able to work with each other. So we don't have to sit here and pretend like it's all going to be honky-dory just because you heard a speech. And we don't have to pretend like it's all going to be great and fantastic just because we try. Sometimes the best thing we can do for each other, and sometimes the most unifying factor is we'll just get out of each other's way. And there's nothing wrong with that, because at least we're not hurting each other. It's up to us on our college campuses to take care of us, because nobody else has to do it, and quite often, nobody else is going to do it. So, what is unity? Collaboration is unity. Cooperation is unity. Love is unity. Collective strength is unity. Being on one accord is unity. Bickering is a chain. Backbiting is a chain. Resentment is a chain, y'all. Jealousy is a chain. Separation is a chain. Arrogance, ignorance, apathy, ambivalence, failing to seek understanding amongst each other. They are all chains. Start where you are, with what you have, make something of it, and don't you ever be satisfied. I'll tell you again, everything on your campus can be changed. Anything on your campus can be done. You build community on your campus, and then you take it out into the real world. Once you have the job, once you have the family. This is the practice field, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all. God bless you.